And I see we are now ready here at Time Tick 2025 for our next run, Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti Any Percent, run by Debonair. Bo, whenever you are ready, let's get ready for whatever this dance party is, or hopefully.
Thanks, Peace Egg. Hello, everybody. My name is Debonair VT, but you can all call me Bo. And today I'm going to play Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti for you. It's a pretty neat little game. It's a parody of the Splatterhouse arcade game some of you may be familiar with. And it incorporates a bunch of fun pop culture and horror references. So I know we're a little behind, so I will just go ahead and get into it here. A couple things real quick though. First thing is the very first thing you're going to see is me pressing start, the console resetting, and then me continuing. That lets us skip a cutscene in the beginning. So I'll call when time starts, but don't be alarmed if you see anything like that. The second thing is there are a couple of epilepsy warnings that will happen throughout the run. There's a couple of brief flashing lights sections. So I will let you all know when those are coming up so that you can protect those peepers. So I think that's everything for me. So I guess we will get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so the cutscene that we skipped in the beginning is kind of the backstory of this game. Our girlfriend was kidnapped by the Pumpkin King, and we need to rescue her. So in order to do that, we're going to be going through a bunch of Western horror-themed stages and fighting a bunch of bosses kind of modeled after some pre-existing a lot of Western pop culture references, but this game was only released for the NES in Japan, and I think it only got a Western release recently in a pack or something. So this is going to be our first little thing here. If you all want more of this is what you're donating for. We have a dance number here, legally distinct thriller, so we call it the Exciter over on my stream. But yeah, this is just an auto-scroller section where we're going to be doing a little dance and then fighting some zombies. So if there's anything you wanna toss in there about the charity or anything, Peace Egg, now is a fabulous time.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. We have another $5 or £5. Sorry, I am getting myself mixed up trying to bargain with y'all here to get this dance party. We have a £5 donation from Joe Josie, who says, "Getting my ticket and making it for the times I said dollars instead of pounds. Weird how that happens. Thank you, Clock Tower community. Save Computer Chan." And yes, we are 70 pounds away from the dance party goal. That's about 94 USD. So keep those donations rolling in. We have little time left. You want to see more of this dancing, right?
I would say yes. I'm a little
yes
biased
as well.
but
Yeah, I mean, I'm biased
yes
as well here.
All right, so that is our first. That's our first little boss there. We're now going to make our way over to a spooky house, and in here we're going to have to deal with two problems. The first one is that we have overdue library books, but we don't want to return them, and they're not too happy about that, so we're going to have to deal with that somehow. And the second one is going to be a familiar scene for anyone that has seen the movie The Exorcist. So these fights seem a little simple. They're not super difficult. Obviously, this being an NES game, there's really only two actions that you can take, one being jump and one being swinging with your cleaver. The downside is that both of these fights have, if you can see the screen shaking, that is also moving my character, which makes it very difficult to do anything even a little bit precise, which we're gonna need to do in this fight because there is a quick kill that we can get. We basically need to hop up there and whack her in the noggin as soon as it detaches from her body, and then we can just kind of wallop her in the corner. We got the first part. Didn't quite get the second part. As you can see, this fight gets out of hand very quickly. There we go, we recovered. Those chairs are absolute monsters. They are truly terrible. So that's stage 1 done. Now we're headed into stage 2. Stage 2, we need to go to the sewers, and so as everybody knows, the fastest way to get into the sewers is to go upstairs. So we're going to be climbing up a little bit first, where we have to defeat an evil oven. Well, more accurately, some evil cooking knives, and the oven is just kind of there throwing chickens at us. It will make sense in literally 2 seconds. So this is the second boss of the game. We basically just need to... Oh yeah, go for it.
We have 2 more donations that are rolling in. We are at 195 pounds. We have 55 pounds to go. We're getting there. We have a £5 donation from Anonymous donor who says, I need more Disco Dracula. And we have 10 pounds from Black Cat James who says, eels, 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 which were not featured there. They were not in the oven. Sorry, James. But keep those donations rolling in. We're so close.
Yeah, you guys can do this, chat. I believe in you. So yeah, we just beat up an oven. We are now into the sewers as promised. So now we need to. This is the stage where we get introduced to water physics. Water is extremely slow. It slows down everything you do. You can see I'm moving to the right far slower than I was previously, but also jumping out of the water does not reset your speed unless you land on land. So a lot of this level and a level coming up is going to be trying to stay out of the water as much as we possibly can. Towards the end of this level, this is, I guess, the introduction to a wider level here. This is our buddy Mouse Rat. You saw some pink mice walking through before. Now there's green mice. You can see by the leaves blowing to the left that I cannot move to the right unless I am dealing with these little creatures. Great, that was a lovely fight. So there are 2 patterns that this boss can throw at you as far as little guys go. One of them kind of trolls you a little bit, and if you get hit at all, it pushes you all the way back over to the left. So you've got to arduously make your way back over there again. So very happy we got through that. So that's the sewers done. Now we're going into Devil Town. Devil Town is the 3rd stage of the game, and I think the longest. Oh, I didn't grab a shotgun there. It's going to be a little annoying. The idea here is there's a bunch of bosses that we need to defeat that are all semi-related. Again, this is a lot of Western horror influences here. So normally we would be hopping in here with a shotgun to make this fight against flying chainsaws a little bit easier. Instead, we're just going to have to be a little crafty with our placement here to get them to track us the way that we want. So that could have been a little faster, but not the end of the world.
Honestly,
and now we're going
not being
go
faster is good. We need the time for this milestone.
That's true. And so in terms of time, this boss fight, which is this poor lady has spiders in her, and it's kind of meant to emulate, Alien, the chest poppers and stuff. This is completely random. There's always the same number of spiders, but the speed at which they come out is completely different, and there's no way to influence it. It's totally RNG. So we might get fast spiders, but it sounds like we're kind of aiming for a little bit slower spiders, just to let chat make sure they get on that train real quick here. So
as a reminder, chat, 55 pounds by my calculations. I'm an accountant, I swear. That's about $75 USD. Keep those donations rolling in. We are so close, and we don't have much time left.
Yeah, we're coming right up against it, chat. So if you want to see some more funny dances in this silly little video game, you got to make sure you get that in there.
If every one of these spiders contained 1 pound, we'd be so close, y'all. Let's get even closer.
It's true. Oh, I'm glad she's feeling better. All right, and now we need to go to church. As one does in Devil Town, we're headed off to church. We've got an appointment with a fella there who summons some creatures and turns himself into a goat. And we, in order to get there, we're just going to be doing a little bit of the same kind of platforming we've been doing against the same types of enemies. When we come in here, we're just going to be walking to the right. Eventually, once we reach the altar here, we're going to encounter who my community calls Philip, because he turns into a goat at the end. And he's an interesting fella. He is, again, another boss that summons a bunch of ads to fight for him. These are a little tricky, though. They fly up and then either to the left or the right, and we really want to try to hit them before they get in the swing of things, because once they start flying around after this initial jump here, it is not possible for us to hit them again until they come back down to try and get us. So we really want to take out as many of these as we can before he transforms. And he'll be transforming here. Now we're just going to try to lock him in the corner. And that is why you want to try to deal with those bats or whatever they are very early. But that was okay. We did pretty all right. We're entering the final section before we need to have that that incentive done. By the time we reach the end of this next screen, we will need to know the answer. So
sounds good. Again, 55 pounds, y'all. We are so close to this incentive being met. Also, man, I mentioned Dead Letter Department. That poll is now tied for what to name the protagonist between Truck Kun and Horror Sama. I'm not saying you need to, favor Truck Kun or anything, but get your decisions in there as well. We need every pound we can get at this point to reach this incentive and get these extra levels. You want them, don't you? You want more dance parties?
Yeah, so there's literally 4 gunshots here, and then once that's done, if we do not have it, we have to move on, unfortunately. All right, it sounds like any percent it is. So we are unfortunately not headed over into that secret level. However, we are proceeding with the next the next big stage here, and this is Diamond Lake. It may sound similar to, I don't know, Crystal Lake or something like that from Western horror, and you'd be right. Shoutouts to Legs. Except there's one problem with this, and that is that Crystal Lake is normally the haunting ground of one Jason Voorhees, and we're kind of the Jason analog in this story, what with our mask and cleaver and such. So they needed something else to kind of put in the game as a placeholder for us. So on this lake, there are many, many sharks, and we're going to just basically be fighting Jaws enemies. Well, I say fighting, but I really mean dodging. So we're going to just be swimming to the right for a while here, jumping over pink sharks. So now would be another fabulous time for any info about the charity or anything like that.
Absolutely. And while we didn't meet the incentive for the dance parties, we got so close. We are at 195 pounds. So thank you all for donating so far. It is all appreciated. It's all going to a great cause in Safe in Our World. Safe in Our World believes that escapism is a huge part in why so many gamers use games as an outlet when they need a break from reality. They embrace and encourage us to use games to escape when we need to, since they provide a healthy outlet to process difficult emotions, even if it's subconscious. So keep those donations flowing in. Let's keep helping out this great cause and seeing these incredible and very interesting horror games.
Thank you very much for that. We just barely missed the last cycle on that, on this fabulous hash-slinging slasher fight that we have here. I don't know what this enemy is supposed to be, but he certainly looks like the hash-slinging slasher. So there are 2 versions of him, I suppose. The first one is the one that shoots projectiles, which spawns in 3 set locations on the screen, and the other ones are the actual hittable body of the boss. And so our goal there is to just kind of try to stand in as central a location as possible to make sure that we get as many free hits as we can. Ideally, you get a 6 out of 6 there, but we got a 6 out of 7. So could have been better, but sometimes they just spawn on the opposite side of the screen and there's nothing you can do. So now that we've finished Diamond Lake, we're into Diamond Camp. And at the end of this one, we're going to be fighting another lovely tropey summer camp boss in a werewolf. A werewolf creature will be here. So our and then that boss for me is one of the tougher fights in the game. Always seems to have my number. So I try to maintain as much HP as I can going through this stage, just because even though it is relatively easy to get HP back in this game, the less scary it is, the better, and obviously safer for a speedrun. Oh, and there's a system I didn't even talk about. You'll notice that my health bar has been slowly growing as the game goes, and you'll see that there's a number in the top left of the screen. That's basically an experience bar, and every time we fill it up, we get 1 more extra pip of health. So this is our werewolf friend. They always jump to move. They don't walk anywhere. And they will always shoot these 2 projectiles at us. So the way that you want this fight to go is you want the werewolf to jump at you after being hit, because that speeds it up a tiny bit and doesn't let them get away from you like that. And then you just have to dodge the projectiles that it throws, and you're good to go. So we got through that, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure. And now we are going to be going into Hell House Hill. This is the penultimate stage of the game, and as you may have picked up, what we are doing is we are going to Hell House. It's at the top of this hill. So there aren't any bosses in this stage. This whole level is kind of the boss. If you fall in any of these pits, either by getting bumped in by an enemy or just by misinputting something, you start at the beginning. Not like the beginning of the bridge, like the beginning of the stage. So it's really important that we don't fall at all and we just hop through here. So this is also a great time if we have anything. There's not a ton going on. We're just kind of moving.
While we're schmooving a little bit, is it okay if I talk a little bit about the incentives we have ahead of us?
Absolutely.
So we've still got, as I mentioned a little bit during earlier in the run, we do have the poll between what to name protagonist in Dead Letter Department. That is still tied between Truck-kun and Horror-sama. However, there's another incentive there, a target. And remember, this also is something you can contribute to as well as the poll. So don't feel like you have to do one or the other, or you have to do the milestone. You can do both of them. Tiltify's like that. It's cool. But it's for saving Computer Chan, and we're at 55 pounds out of 250 pounds. Trust me when I say I know Dead Letter Department. It's a wonderful game. You want to save Computer Chan. Also, there's an incentive now, another milestone down the road, and I'm going to be biased here. It's for 350 pounds total over this entire marathon before I'm done with my Drive Me to Hell run later on, and I will progress over to Dead End Road if we hit that. So I'm just going to say I'm a little biased there, but you want to see that. So all that coming up, keep those donations flowing and keep supporting Safe in Our World.
Heck yeah, you definitely want to see the extra game chat room. More marathon is best marathon, as I'm sure you all know. So definitely try to get those donations in. Every little bit helps, even though some of the conversion rates seem a little spooky at first. They're not so bad, I promise. But yeah, so we're in Hell House now. We are making our way to the final boss of the game, and based on our HP right now, I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a sip of soda on our way. There's a vending machine right before the boss that can refill some HP for you, which is great. Oh, the bats. Okay, so these are the worst enemies in the game for reasons you just saw. They will pick you up. They will hold you in the air for a little while. And if you noticed, there was a problem. There were holes in the floor back there, and if you were to fall into one of those holes, it would put you back at the start of the clock room we just went through. So you lose a ton of progress if that were to happen. All right, chat. This is the final boss of the game, the evil DVD screensaver. The floor is going to go a little funky here, and when we deal the 16th hit, there's going to be an epilepsy warning. It will blink quite a lot. It's going to be a lot more in your face, unfortunately, than anything else in the game. So just as a heads up, I will call it out as we get closer. But if you are sensitive to that kind of thing, please make sure you are taking care of yourself when we reach that point. So we have to hit this boss 16 times to take it out. The pattern is completely deterministic. It will always be the same. So you're always going to get 2 spawns in the center and then 1 on either side. And then for the next 2 cycles, you will only get 1 spawn in the center and then the sides. And that will continue that 1 then 2 then 1 then 2 pattern, or 2 then 1, I suppose. So yeah, this is the whole fight. And this the nice thing about this fight is that because it's deterministic, we can kind of figure out good places to stand for all of this. So when you hit the boss in the center like this, he'll always kind of bounce off of the corner and come right at you. So you just have to dodge those. But if you hit either of the side ones, like in this case, he spawned on the right. If you stand on the right, he just can't hit you. You just don't have to worry about it. It's not possible until the very last one, in which case they bounce slightly different, but you'll have enough health at that point that it does not matter. So we've been through 10 hits so far. There are only 6 more to go. Yeah, we're getting real close, chat. So any and all fun donations to get more marathon. If they happen during my run, I'll be extremely happy. So you should do that.
Also, can I just point out, during your run, if somebody were to hit a donation of £5 to put us at an even 200, you could do that maybe. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
That's true, yeah. Somebody could
It's just
do
£5.
I believe in chat. I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there with £5 just screaming to get donated. All right, this is the last hit. So please watch your eyes if you need to. The screen is going to fade to black, and I will tell you when time is. It's when we lose control of Rick. It technically happens 17 seconds after you do the last hit for whatever reason, but that is time. So GG's everybody. That was Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti any percent. It's a really fun game. There's a whole lot to like about it, and maybe at a future marathon, y'all can see the funny secret levels because I don't want to give anything away, but they are also from famed Western horror franchises and settings such as Japan and Egypt. And there are dance numbers in both of them. So maybe the next time you'll be able to see the funniness that will ensue. But for this time, that was any percent. Any percent's a lot of fun. There's one more message at the end of this brief cutscene that I would like to show off to people. It's pretty silly. We like it quite a bit. So we've got a little bit of time if we want to shout anything else out before I sign off and everything like that. P-Sec.
See, here I was actually going to ask if you had any final shout-outs before we moved on.
Oh, well, that does make sense. So my name is Debonair VT. Again, I stream a couple nights a week over on twitch.tv/DebonairVT. I haven't done a ton of horror games in my experience. I usually play some newer platformers, but this is the first of a couple of old school horror platforms that I'm planning on learning the speedrun for. So during October, I'm going to be learning 3 more of these, and if that interests you, then you should come hang out and have a good time. It's a lot of fun. So this is the final message that I have for you, chat room. Fortunately, the movie Splatterhouse has completed. Thank you. You are great. Winners don't use drugs. I think those are words we can all live by. So thank you guys so much for having me. Shout outs to the Binary Breakers, and because that I would not be playing this game without them. And yeah, big ups to everybody who's hanging out and watching the marathon. There's a whole lot more to come, so stick in there. Don't go anywhere.
Absolutely, there's a whole lot more to come. Thank you so much, Debonair. This was a fantastic run to watch. Had so much fun with all the silliness here. And I think I'll be seeing you a little later in some slightly exchanged roles down.
That's
through
true.
This
Yeah,
marathon.
I will be back as a host in a little while here. So
In a little while. So stick around, y'all. You will see both of us in slightly different positions. But for now, you are watching Time Tick 2025. We're benefiting Safe in Our World. Stick around. Our next run of a Bad End Showcase and 3 games involved in that is coming right up.